In the last lecture, we made a GET request to the server in order to fetch data from the tasks collection in the database. So if I go to our Firebase database, there we have this database. In that database, we are creating this tasks collection, and in this collection, currently we have two records. We have two task related records. Okay, and we are fetching these records from our Angular application, and currently we are transforming that response and we are logging it in the console. Now, instead of logging the response in the console, what we want to do is we want to use that response and we want to display all the tasks in the UI. So in the last lecture, what we did is when we are making this GET request, we are going to get this response. We are transforming that response to look something like this. And then we are simply logging it here. Now, instead of logging it, what we are going to do is we are going to use this data in our UI. So in this dashboard component class, let me go ahead and let me create a property. I'll call it all tasks. You can name it anything. And it is going to be an array of task. Okay. And initially, let's assign it with empty array. Now, in this task class, if I go to this task class, there we do not have any ID property, right? But the result which we are getting, so in this result, you will notice that we also have this ID property. So in that class, what we are going to do is we are also going to add an ID property. So let's create a public parameter. Let's call it ID, and it is going to be of type string. Okay. Now this ID, it is going to be an optional value. So when we are going to make a post request, that time we are not going to send any ID value. The ID will be created automatically by the server. So when making a post request, we are not going to pass any ID value. But when we are getting the response, we are transforming that response, and in the transformed response, we also have this ID property. So at that time, we need this ID property. So what we are going to do is we are going to make this ID property optional. For that, we can use a question mark after this. In this way, we are making this ID property optional. Okay. So let's save the changes here. Let's go back to our dashboard component. So this all tasks, it is going to store an array of task objects. Now here, this data which we are logging, this tasks object which we are logging, it is also an array of tasks. So what we are going to do is we are going to assign all tasks array. So I'll say this dot all tasks equal this task object, this data which we are receiving here. Okay, and here I'm simply going to remove this console.log statement. We don't need this console.log statement anymore. All right, so now this all tasks array, it is going to store all the tasks from the database. And now what we are going to do is we are going to display those tasks from this tasks array in the UI. So let's open dashboard component.html. Now, if I go to the web page, currently you will see that here we are displaying a dummy task. Let me close the console here. So here we are displaying a dummy task, and this task is basically created using this div. Actually, this outer div is the container div. So here, this div is basically the task, this card which you see here. All right. So what we are going to do is for each tasks in the tasks array, we are going to repeat this div. And for that, we are going to use ng for directive. Okay. Using this ng for directive, we are going to loop over this all tasks array. So here, let's create a variable. Let's call it task of all tasks. So we are looping over this all tasks array, and for each iteration, we are going to get that task object inside this task variable. So here we want to display the title of that task. For that, I'm going to use the string interpolation syntax here, and there let's say task dot title. Okay, let me copy this expression. Then here we want to display whom the task is assigned to. So on this task object, we are going to have assigned to property. Then we also want to display the priority of the task. So on this task object, we are also going to have priority property. Okay, and finally, here we want to display the status of the task. So on this task object, we are also going to have the status property. With this, let's save the changes. Let's go to the web page. And here we have an error and it says property assigned to does not exist on type task. Did you mean assigned to? Okay, I think we have misspelled this assigned to. So it should be assigned to. Okay, let's save the changes now. Let's go back to the web page. And now that error is gone. And now you will see these two tasks from the database. So the first task is a new task and the second task is another new task. And if I expand this first task, the title is a new task. And if I expand the second task, the title is another new task. Now the status of the first task is started and the status of the second task is in progress. So what I also want is currently in the web page, if you see, both look same. But what I want is somehow I want to change the UI of each task based on its status. So if I go to dashboard component.css, there I have few CSS classes. All right, so here I have the CSS class task complete, task in progress, task in started. It should be task started. Okay, and task open. So what I want is if the task is in progress, I want to show this orange border. If the task is complete, I want to show the green border. If the task has started, I want to show this blue border. And if the task is still open, I want to show this red border. So based on the status of the task, we want to add one of these CSS classes dynamically. Let's see how we can do that. So here currently I am adding this task open, but I want to add this second CSS class dynamically. For that, what we are going to do is we are going to use ng class directive. And since it is an attribute directive, we are going to wrap it within square brackets. And to that, we are going to assign an expression. So if I go back to dashboard component.css, you will notice that each of these CSS class starts with task hyphen. And after that, we are using the status of the task. So for example, task hyphen complete, task hyphen in hyphen progress, task hyphen started, and task hyphen open. So here the CSS class is going to be, so first we are going to use a string value called task hyphen. And after that, we are going to append the task status. For that, here we are going to have a task variable. So here we are looping over this all tasks, and for each iteration we are going to get this task variable, and in that task variable we are going to have a status property, right? So based on this status, we want to set the border for this div. If I save the changes now and if we go to the web page, you will notice that it is still red, and that's because from here we need to remove this task open. Okay, now we are going to set this second CSS class dynamically. So let's remove it from here. Now let's save the changes. Let's go back to the web page. And now you will notice that based on the status of the task, so currently this task is in started status. So for that, it has a blue border, and this task is in progress. So for that, we have this orange border. Okay. Now, if we go ahead and if we add a new task, let's say demo task, let's add some description. Let's assign it to maybe Mary Jane. Let's say the start date is today's date. Here, let's say the priority is critical, and let's say the task is in complete state. Okay, now when I click on this create task button, if I go to the database, here you will notice that now 3 tasks are created. So this is the first task, this is the second task, and this is the third new task which we have just created, and we are calling it demo task. But in the UI, it is only showing 2 tasks because here the UI has not refreshed. That means once we created a new task, we are not making any other GET request to fetch all the new data which we have created. If I refresh the page, then only we will able to see the new records as well. So now we are seeing the 3 records. So here, in order to see the new records, currently we need to refresh the page. But what we can also do is, once this create task button is clicked and once the task is created, after that, from within this create task method, after we have created the task, we can go ahead and we can call this fetch all tasks. So every time a new record is created, we are again going to make a get request to also get all the new records. For example, here in this line, we are logging the response, and once we have got the response, let's also go ahead and let's call this fetch all tasks. Okay, let's save the changes and let's go to the web page. Now every time I create a new task, let's click on this create task button. So a new task will be created, and after that task is created, a new get request will be sent, and it will get all the records from the database and it will display here. Okay, so this is one way of doing that. Or what you can also do is you can add a button here, and on click of that button, you can make a new get request to the server to get all the records. So let me actually show you that as well. So what I will do is here I will comment this fetch all tasks. Okay, and in the UI where we are creating this button, so here we have this button called create task. In the same way, I'm going to create another button. Let me copy it from here and let's paste it after this, and let's call it fetch task, or let's call it fetch tasks. Okay, we are going to use the same CSS class, and here let's call this method fetch all task clicked. And let me go ahead and let me create this method in the component class. So before we are creating this fetch all tasks, I'm going to create this method. Okay, and from within this method, I'm simply going to call this fetch all tasks method. So here I'll simply say this dot fetch all tasks. All right, so let's save the changes. Let's go to the web page, and currently we are seeing all the tasks. Okay, then here we have two buttons, create task and fetch tasks. Now let me click on this create task button and let's create a new task. And when I click on this create task button, a fifth task will be created in the database. So if I go to the database, there you will notice that now there are 5 tasks, but in the UI we are only seeing 4 tasks, because when we created this new task, here we have commented that code. So once the task will be created, it is not going to automatically make the get request. For that, now what we need to do is we need to click on this fetch task button, and when we click on this fetch task button, a new get request will be made. So when this button is clicked, it is calling this fetch all tasks method. So from here, we are going to make a new get request, and we are going to get all the tasks from the server. So now when I click on this fetch task, it will get all the tasks from the server and it will display it here. All right, so in this lecture, we learned how to use the response data which we get from the server and display it in the UI. This is all from this lecture. If you have any questions, then feel free to ask it. Thank you for listening and have a great day.